Today we're going to just have a quick overview of my current first aid kit. This is the kit that basically goes with me anytime I'm out bushwalking, hiking, backpacking, what have you. I'm probably going to make up a revised kit, possibly using a different bag. Might get something from Maxpedition. I see there's some good stuff out there. And the other reason to do this video, or what's inspired this video I guess, is another Australian YouTuber, Troy5690. I'm going to put a link to Troy's channel down below the video. Please go and check out his channel. He's got some excellent content, and it's great to see another Aussie into the type of things that we're into, the knives, the EDC stuff, etc. He's, at the time of making this vid, Troy's got a mere 50 subscribers, and he certainly deserves a lot more, so check him out, and if you feel the urge, subscribe. Okay, so on to this first aid kit. This started out, this bag and some of the contents was a commercial kit that I bought at a camping store in Brisbane, and I've added a few bits and pieces. The reason I think it's good to have a bag such as this is it's obvious to anyone who might come along or needs to use your equipment or your kit possibly to save yourself that this is in fact a first aid kit. It's not just some generic bag that looks like everything else in your gear. So that's not always possible. It's probably a good idea in some way, shape or form to label your first aid kit so that maybe you're at a car accident, you tell someone to go over to your bag and grab your first aid kit. They can actually see what it is and they can quickly identify that item. So as you can see, nice red bag. It's a nylon type material. It's probably pretty cheap and nasty. It has got a little belt loop which I don't use. We'll dig into it. It zips out and opens up into two halves. The first thing that comes out is a Coleman emergency blanket or survival blanket, which I added. That didn't come off the kit. I've never pulled it out of the pack simply because there's no way in hell I'd ever get it back in there, I don't think. I think these are a great item to have in your first aid kit if you can pick these up. Camping stores generally have them. Shock is a real killer, and one of the things that will help prevent shock is being able to keep a person warm. It would also serve for also assisting in keeping the person dry. So that's a really useful item to have in there. Okay, into this side of the kit first. We've got antiseptic cream. Now this is a product available here in Australia. I don't know about overseas. It's called Betadine. This is not cheap, but it is pretty much the best stuff going. They use it in hospitals, and you can see that horrible colour that it is. But yeah, they use that in surgical procedures and all that type of thing. So this is really first grade stuff. Well worth having a tube of that in your first aid kit, or if not that, some kind of antiseptic. I used to actually carry an antiseptic powder, but I've given that away. It didn't seem to adhere to injuries as well as I would have liked. Pair of tweezers, pretty standard. Everyone would have those, I dare say. A little pair of scissors. I don't tend to use those much, but they're just handy if you're needing to take off a bandage or something like that. Put those down there. I've just got a few pain relievers. These are just a paracetamol. Now I've taken these out of a box. A quick tip if you do that and carry some of these, have the expiry date written on there. Now, work first aid kits and that type of thing, at least here in Australia you won't find anything like that. You're not allowed to have pharmaceuticals in first aid kits. Fine, I know these are good for me. I would be very careful if you're out there in the bush or you strike someone who's maybe got a headache or something, of just giving them anything like that, because you don't know what reaction they might have. And it can be better they suffer a little pain or discomfort rather than have an allergic reaction or something. Then you've really got a problem on your hands and you don't need it. Further in, we've got a little bit of elastoplast. I probably should have a bit more of that. I think I'll use some somewhere. That's great stuff. You need some of that. What else have we got in here? Some alcohol pads. I think these might have come with the kit. Can't remember. There's 4 of them there. Band-aids. There's probably about half a dozen or so band-aids. These are great. I've used a couple of these out of the kit. I should mention I've never had to use the kit for a major medical emergency, and hopefully I never will. But band-aids are great. You use those all the time. We're always cutting ourselves, us nice people. Not knife people. Okay, what have we got here? Some wound dressings. These are just sterile wound dressings, so if you did have a cut, abrasion, burn, that type of thing, you can put these over before you bandage it, so you need to have some of those. Again, that's another wound dressing. It's out of date, but actually that doesn't really matter in my view of those things. And in here we've got a pair of gloves. You should always have at least one pair of gloves. The reason for that is if you're dealing with someone other than yourself, you don't want to get their blood or fluids on you. Very dangerous. Even if it's someone you know, it's still a good idea not to have that. And just on that little bit of mesh divider there, you can see we've got a few safety pins which are useful for bandaging. In the other side we've got a zip compartment, which I'll just open up and see what's in there. Got some gauze bandage, conforming gauze bandage. It's 1.5 metre long, 7.5 centimetres wide. Any number of uses for that with all sorts of injuries. Another important thing you need to have is a triangular bandage. These can be used for just normal bandages, and of course, as you can see there on the little illustration, also used to make slings and that type of thing, but multi-purpose use. Now, of course, in Australia we have a lot of snakes, and they're venomous and horrible and nasty, and basically they'll make you very sick or kill you. The accepted treatment for snake bite, before you can get help, is to put on a crepe bandage, an elasticized bandage such as this, and to put it and wrap the limb very tightly to prevent the circulation. Tourniquets are not a recommended treatment. So if you're in Australia or anywhere there's snakes, you absolutely must have one of these compression type bandages, at least one. Just got some sticky tape, which is used for bandaging, that type of thing. Some swabs there, and last but not least, we've got a burn dressing, a specialised burn dressing. Again, something that's really useful to have. This is a sterile gel impregnated dressing. I got this at the local chemist, just in the first aid section. If you're outside and you're working with fires, you're working maybe with little gas stoves, that type of thing, you need something that can help you in the event of a burn. So something like that is really good. So that's the contents. As I say, I was inspired to do this by watching Troy's video. Troy's got a couple of items in his that I don't have. Conversely, I've got a couple of items that I don't think he's got. So this is really just a way, I suppose, of exchanging some ideas. And I'd love to see you guys chime in, feedback, response videos, whatever. What do you have in your first aid kit? Particularly given space, you know, you can only carry so much gear. What's important to you? Why? Would love to see some people. I think it's a really important topic, and thanks to Troy for inspiring me to actually dig this out and do this video. One last thing I'll just quickly say on first aid is it's great to have the gear, but you need to know how to use it, and certainly I'd encourage anyone out there to make sure you do a first aid course, so that in the event you need to use any of this stuff, you know what to do and how to do it, and you don't make the situation worse. I have used my first aid training on a few occasions, and believe me, it's great peace of mind to actually know what you're doing and not have to guess. Alright, done. Thank you very much for watching, and all the best. Wish you well. Bye for now.